Oh my God. Oh my God. I just realized something. I am on my way to the cinema after waiting 20 years to see a sequel to Independence Day with my friends of over 20 years. How bloody cool is that? I gotta say, I'm pretty damn excited. But I've always loved the first film. I mean, the fact that I own it on 4 different versions on home video is a kind of a testament to that. And I gotta say, I got a lot of lofty expectations for this film.
Oh God, I hope they bring back Elvis!
A lot. You look entombed in thought trying to figure out what you're going to eat before we see Independence Day Part 2.
Exactly.
What are you getting, Jay?
Chipotle chicken clubber.
That sounds delectable. Pre-Independence Day Resurgence. Cheers.
Resurgence.
Ooh, yeah. Bear.
2 beers and a girly drink.
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Ooh.
Oh.
We just got out of Independence Day Part 2, Resurgence. Resurgence. So, let's kick this off on a big positive. I have a lot of fondness for the first Independence Day film. And, you know, with that film, when it came out, it was sort of, I think it filled kind of a Star Wars void in me. And
Star Warsian.
A Star Warsian void. And I'm not trying to say that Independence Day was as good as Star Wars. What I'm trying to say
That's a bold statement.
That is a bold statement.
This is awkward.
What I am trying to say is that I felt like, you know, the prequels were still several years off, and it just felt this void that I needed a summer popcorn sci-fi event film to really placate me, and that's what the film did. So, on those levels, Independence Day worked for me, and I've always been a fan of the film. And I have fond memories. One of my fondest memories of the first Independence Day was going to the Blockbuster Video midnight launch when the movie came out on VHS. And this guy and I went to the midnight launch and we picked up our VHS. This is completely unheard of in the mid-1990s. And then like 3 months later, the thing became like a paperweight and I got the Laserdisc version. But anyway.
The Laserdisc that everyone always watches today.
Everyone watched it. I'm very happy to have guests today for this Informal review. My very good friend Jay Arnold, my very good friend Steve Bars, you may know him as Delusion on some of our Twitch streams.
Indeed.
And we've been friends, I think, nearly, for almost 20 years. And that was when the last Independence Day film came out. So how serendipitous is that? That sounds delectable. If you're living under a proverbial rock and you don't know any better, Independence Day 2 takes place 20 years after the last film. And it takes place on an alternate 2016.
No, it takes place in a continuation of the original timeline of Independence Day.
Yeah, whatevs. Anyway, and so humanity that's like survived the previous attacks by the aliens has adopted alien technology.
And fused with our own technology.
Fused with our own tech, and logically so. So I think that's kind of a cool thing. It also does a good job of explaining, you know, the fact that the film hasn't come out for 20 years. And it also builds that into the fabric of the story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the torch over to Jay first, then we're going to go to Steve, and then I'm going to unleash my thoughts. So, spoiler alert!
So tell us what you think, Jay.
So Jay, off the cuff, what are your thoughts?
Well, see, when I first saw the first Independence Day, me and my friend Len were biking and going around, and we were like, oh, we gotta go see this cool movie. It's called Independence Day. It's gonna be like the next Star Wars. So we went there, and we were, you know, disappointed.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay. It was still fun. I mean, I did buy the, you know, VHS tape at midnight. But, you know, going into the new movie, my expectations were vastly lower.
Smart.
Good point. Yeah,
smart. And
I got a lot of lofty expectations for this film. A lot.
Smart. And I'm still kind of iffy on it.
Okay.
I mean, I had some fun, but not as much fun as the first one. I mean, it didn't blow up. I don't know.
And we all know that what we really went to Independence Day for was the high boom factor.
Yeah, watching the
shit blowing up before Michael Bay even
Pentagon
was doing
exploding.
I mean.
Holy hell! Yes! Yes! All right.
After watching the first movie, now we basically, what did we do? We basically figured out the movie before we saw it.
Oh, well, yeah. No, we called all the plot points.
Yeah. Quite frankly, I don't think this movie knows what the fuck it's doing. But anyway, Steve Barsh.
But it was fun.
You're up next.
I will give it that this is the second best Independence Day movie I've seen in 20 years. So it's got that going for it.
Fair comment. Yeah.
There was definitely, the action scenes were okay. Like the end action scene, great. I thought special effects were good.
I'm not sure if it's a spoiler or not, but every alien hive has to have a queen.
Yeah.
And the Queen, pretty cool. I like the whole concept of the Queen was interesting.
Yeah, I like that. I liked Liam Hemsworth.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Diet Coke Thor.
He was one of the handsomest men in the movie.
He was pretty good looking. I mean, Macon Monroe was pretty hot, but that Liam Hemsworth,
she's no Liam Hemsworth.
He is a chunk of man candy, that guy.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
yeah, no, plot-wise, it was a little. I mean, it had good ideas. I thought, some of the ideas were good, but they didn't go in the right directions when they had them.
It was Roland Emmerich 101.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
If you've seen a Roland Emmerich movie,
it's a Roland Emmerich movie.
It's basically checked everything off. Has the dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
has danger scenes that we need to save people in.
Lots of things blowing up.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
Are you as positive as I was, Craig?
I gotta say, I'm pretty damn excited.
So excited.
I thought it was terrible. I was terrible, and I am a fan of the first Independence Day film. Looking back on it now, it's cornball, and there's a lot of silly soap opera melodrama. But the one thing about the first Independence Day is, despite the stock characters and the cliche characters, there was characters that we invested in and we actually cared about and we liked. This film is missing Will Smith's star wattage in a big way. I mean, he was just on the cusp of superstar when he made that film, and there was no way if he read the script and said, I'm going to sign the dotted line, you can give me $50 million and I'm not going to sign on to make this piece of shit. So the film is completely overrun with characters. There's too many characters all vying for attention. Did you care about Liam Hemsworth? No. Did you care about Macon Monroe? No. Why is she in this movie? Why isn't Mae Whitman playing the president's daughter? We don't know. The reintroduction of classic characters from the first film, some of them are done a real disservice. Yeah, did Judd Hirsch need to be in this film in the capacity that he was in? His whole subplot,
he needed a paycheck,
was bonkers.
I do like Judd Hirsch, but why was he in the movie? No one knows.
He does have the best line in the movie when he goes, "Your dad's a schmuck."
Your dad's a schmuck.
Funny shit. But you don't latch onto any of these characters, and they elicit such terrible cookie cutter dialogue that just lands with a thud, and you just don't care.
The UN comptroller who's controlling the. Why was he in that? Is he comedy relief? I don't understand.
Yeah. Another problem too is if I think you run into trouble when you try to dissect the logic of these films. But hear me out. This alien species, because President Bill Pullman, in the first film, in the Kristen Bale whisper voice. Before Kristen Bale did it, said they're locusts. They go from planet to planet.
That's true.
They suck the resources dry. Why? I posed this to you guys earlier. Why would an alien race with enough resources to create vessels the size of the Atlantic Ocean, which is the case in this film, and are capable of interstellar travel, why would they bother with the Earth? Why would they want to milk the molten core of the Earth for its resources? It doesn't make any sense.
Because as another character once said in the movie, some people just like to watch the world.
Some people just like to watch the world burn. I am a guy who wants to see this film burn.
Ooh.
Another thing too, this ship is the size of the Atlantic Ocean. It's the size of the United States of America.
Oh, yeah.
It's 3,000 miles
Yeah, it's got
wide.
like some feet in Europe, some feet in America.
All right, I don't want to argue. I don't want to argue. Shh.
America.
Like, how the hell does this thing land undetected on the planet? How is it not visible to the naked eye on the ground? How does it not, you know, affect the tectonic plates of the planet, or the gravitational pull, or gravity, or weather patterns? It doesn't do any of that, because the writers of this film, I counted, what, four,
Oh,
five?
five or
They don't know
six
what the
writers.
hell they're doing.
No, they're like, oh, this will be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check this out. This will be cool. How about
No, it's because
Yeah,
they had a
we
very big mothership last movie, so they had to have an even bigger mothership this
Exactly.
movie. That's
and then
how
it
it works.
detaches into a regular mother.
And even like the aerial battles, like in the first film, there was a definitive geography. Like, you knew the good guys from the bad guys. This film is just wall to wall, like CGI overkill. Like, there's so much shit
Oh, there's
going on in the
thousands of
screen.
shit- of
You
ships
can't
in the
make
screen.
any sense of what's going on at all. One thing I will say, a little bit of Jeff Goldblum goes an awfully long way.
It's true.
We're gonna have to. Yes, without the oops. Yes, that way. Now, take them down. Do your.
But even, it's pretty easy to say that even he was kind of phoning it in this film.
Yeah.
But I like,
Well,
I
he didn't have much to
I
go
liked
off
him.
of.
No, I like seeing Jeff Goldblum in this film, but he really had nothing to work off of. And
Why couldn't they just have Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, and that's it? Just them.
Just those two,
right?
buddy
Just them.
comedy.
Because I really like the fact that Bill
Yeah.
Pullman was disheveled and he was like had a cane and he was
Yeah.
all bearded up and he was kind of crazy.
But he's
Yeah.
like Captain Crazy
Right?
at the beginning of the film, and then he's not. He's
No, but I
sane,
mean,
and then he isn't
why
sane.
couldn't they explore that?
Yeah.
Poor writing.
No, it's
piss
because-
poor
well,
writing.
No, it's because they just wrote too many characters.
I
instead
think
of
so.
focusing
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
they had
that.
Good point.
nowhere to focus.
Good point. And the film sort of pathetically sets up a sequel. Like, this film is going to be a box office success,
Yeah,
and
no,
like it deserves a sequel.
Desperately begged for a sequel.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know what I felt like this film was to me? This film, if you exclude its multi-million-dollar sheen and the incredible visual effects, and the visual effects are incredible, if you eliminate all that, this movie felt like a completely disposable, cheaply written, and easily forgettable B-grade science fiction sequel that looks like it was designed to be made directly for the Sci-Fi Network.
Yeah, just
That's what it
space.
felt like. This didn't feel like
Yes.
it earned
Yeah.
my money or anyone else's money to see this film in the theater. In closing, I
closing.
think this is one of the worst mainstream big budget
No, you-
sequels in an awfully long time. That's what I think.
I wouldn't. No,
there's been some
you,
bad
you can't
sequels.
say that because
Yes,
the
I
first
can.
one
I
is-
just did.
Yeah.
This is one of the worst
being the-
mainstream big budget Hollywood sequels in a long time. I said it twice.
There's a lot of bad big budget sequels.
Built on 20 years of expectations, I think we both should demand more and expect more.
I think it was built on 20 years of no expectations.
Yeah, I think the
How-
movie
how could you have
needed
expectations after the first movie.
it needed more of the president going, nuke 'em,
Nuke 'em.
nuke the
But he did.
bastards.
Nuke 'em. Let's nuke the bastards.
I mean, what were you expecting?
A
This
better-
is exactly what you were expecting. This is exactly
a,
what.
a better movie. I was expecting
No,
a
you
better movie.
weren't.
I was.
This is
You
exactly.
probably shouldn't have been.
You
I
shouldn't.
think that's the problem.
I want every movie to be good.
Yeah, that's
but
a good
this
point.
film was shite. Anyway, I think that's it.
It's been a pleasure, Craig. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for joining me on this review. I really appreciate it. Be sure to like this video. Also, if you can subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. I have an awful lot more to say about Independence Day, which I will relay in my
We
review
will.
very shortly, in my print review, that is. And we'll see you all at the movies, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That is all. Carry on.